correct way to date? Is it wrong to date, to have multiple people at the same time?
No.
You know what I don't like is dishonesty. I think that when you're dating, be open and honest. If everyone in the world did that, we'd all be in a better position. Preach!
Oh. What do you think, Cass?
I think you have to. I think you shouldn't settle.
Oh, you have to?
Yeah, you
It's
shouldn't
a must.
settle. Yeah. You have to see what's out there. You have to see your options. You can't just settle. How do you know that, your first option is better or worse than... You have to think about your rest of your life. Like, you can't just settle for the first person you meet. Like,
Exactly.
I also think, too, that everyone comes into your life at a different time for different reasons. Either you teach them something or they teach you something. I'm also not one to think that you have, one soulmate and you'll be with that person for the rest of your life. So I think you need to, have relationships with different people depending on, they don't need to be sexually or, they could be emotionally, but I think you need to invest your time in different people in order to find what you want.
and you meet people at different times.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about monogamy when you said that. So do you think that monogamy can exist?
I mean, maybe it can.
For
It depends.
sure. Yeah.
That was a very wavery maybe.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a word.
It could exist for that time period when
I
you're
was
with
gonna
that
say,
person.
yeah, I
Are
think it.
committed and
I think
want to
so.
be together, of course.
But
Right,
again,
I get it,
everyone's
but
different.
there's so many options and there's so many temptations and there's so many ways that cheating can happen that to be strictly with one individual, I don't know.
I'm not even talking about cheating per se. I'm just thinking about as humans evolve, we have so many more needs. And can one person meet all your needs?
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Probably
saying.
not.
I
I
don't think so. Maybe.
absolutely they can.
I was about to say,
Where are you finding these unicorns? Because
Well,
So,
there's one, right?
I'm that type. I don't want to sleep with multiple people or have an emotional connection with and I know there's other people like me. I've met them. I've met a lot of them. So of course, it depends on your stage in life and what you're looking for and what you want.
Sure.
And your core values, really, too.
I think the issue with dating multiple people at the same time is what ends up happening is you're playing a risky game. Because say there's one person that say you're talking to 3 people, the person you're talking to is talking to 3 people. Then you decide that you want number 1, and he decides that you're actually his number 3. He wants his number 1. But they don't want each other, and then it's just okay, so now we're at this back and forth. Well, I like you, but I'm talking to 5 other people.
Jody was saying.
But you're never going to be honest about feelings that you're unsure of. You're talking to 3 different people. You could be very wavery about all 3 people. So how can you be honest?
Because then it's if you were open and honest with that person and they were open and honest with you, then you make that decision whether you're going to stick around or you're going to move on because they're not putting you first.
Right.
I know. How many people really make that sound decision, Jody? People usually stick around because they like you. They want to see if it will work out.
But,
and then you have 3
doesn't
heartbreaks
everyone have a limit?
at the same time.
Everyone has a limit
Of what
to
they'll
what
tolerate.
they'll tolerate, and if you're not getting what you want from someone, again, depending on what you're looking, if you're fine with them dating multiple people, you would eventually get to a spot in that relationship with that person where it's are we doing something,
Well, you
or
have that
are
talk.
we going to
Right.
keep doing what we're doing, or go our separate ways? And everyone makes their own decisions.
Yeah,
But that happens after dating multiple people. So you wouldn't have that talk after the first week because you frighten someone and that person is going to ghost you.
But I'm just thinking
everyone
in terms
moves
of
that
resolve.
different. Yeah.
If you're talking to one person and that doesn't work out, well, you have one heartbreak, you move on to the next. But if you have 3 people, what if you decide, okay, well now I want to date number 1 and he says no?
So
You're
then you
that's
got 2 other options.
Yeah, and then I'm saying, then you go to number 2 and he's actually, nah, I'm done with you too. And then you go to number 3 and you're oh shoot, all 3 of these, I gotta start a whole new roster all over again.
Yeah, but that you have the roster, and if you're talking to 3 guys
It's
at
just
once,
a lot of hurt at the
No,
same
if
time.
you're
Whereas
talking
you
to
can
3 guys
have
at
one
once-
pain and get over it and move
But that is life. You just
And
can't
it's not
say one
black
versus
and white.
possible.
Like, how does anyone ever get into all of us are dating multiple people. How do you ever get into a relationship nowadays? You either mutually choose each other and be committed and go in that direction, or you don't. And sometimes that person likes you more than you like them, or vice versa, and then it's like bye, like
Yeah.
on to the second.
But you
person.
wouldn't have
Second
you
person.
wouldn't have 3 people on your roster and go to each of them and be like, I want to be with you. And they all say no. But if they do,
roster's weak,
but
buddy.
if they do, you only wasted a month with 3 of them. Perfect.
Yeah.
You waste 3 months.
Exactly.
Oh my
And now
God.
it's just reinstall the dating app. Like,
Yeah.
fine, back to the drawing board.
Did you Bumble? Shout out.
I can't.
But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is a reasonable thing.
Mhm.
Well,
Like, if you go to the grocery store, do you buy 1 egg or do you buy a carton?
No, it's not, because
We'll
one egg is not going to satisfy.
and
right?
share
No.
the eggs amongst whoever else is around. They're not all for you.
Actually, it might be.
Yeah,
I'm
they
alone. Okay, same with all those
And
bananas.
some of them go rotten before you even get to them.
Wait a minute,
You just have them sitting there.
Listen, okay, I'll make it through the roster.
I think we're ready for our next.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're gonna stop there.
Perfect.